How are you, Ellen?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
I was curious to know if you saw already the original film before you got involved in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen it years before, but yeah, I had. So.
But this was like a it's not exactly. It's not a remake. It's
no. Yeah, it's like a sort of like a contemporary reimagining of the original, but in this world now in terms of new technology and new challenges for med students and the fact that we have access to the answer to basically any question on this little computer we carry around. But as of now, we don't have the answer as to what happens after we die. So just an intriguing idea to get to explore.
Is that something that you grew up thinking about, like what happens when we die, or where do we come from? What is all this thing about? What's
totally.
the point?
Every day I'm just like, what? What the heck? What? Okay. Is everybody seeing this? This is weird. So sure, but in a way also that's like I have no idea. So, but sure, I guess I would imagine we all do. Hence, I hope this being so universal. Because the idea is so intriguing, and people do have, the after death experience, and so sometimes it feels like you can't explain it.
Yeah, is it a frustrating thing for you not to be able to kind of have a grasp of what we really are doing here, or you just?
Sometimes. I mean, I feel like we all go through our existential crisis, I would imagine. And for me, it's probably like bi-weekly. But then I think it's, I feel like what was helpful for me was I went to a Buddhist high school. I'm not Buddhist, but so much of that, whether it's Pema Chodron or what have you, really helps me when I'm feeling that way. Mm-hmm. To be like, oh yeah, I have no idea. Why am I attaching to anything?
Yeah. That's interesting because this, I think the film touches a little bit the sense of guilt. And now that you talk about Buddhism, I was raised Catholic, and I think Catholicism kind of makes you feel guilty.
I think so,
for the rest of your life.
For some of us especially, yeah.
So I was wondering if you think that guilt is directly connected with religion, or it's something that regardless of being religious or not, you feel guilt no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think it's about I think it's probably a natural instinct in terms of humans to being compassionate, or the ability to be. Not everybody is, of course, and having empathy. And I guess the thing with religion is not always by any means, but a lot of the time it's redirected to make people feel profound guilt and shame about things that they shouldn't feel guilty or shame about. So I think maybe that's the difference, whereas, dealing with, guilt, or we'll all feel guilty, and there are things we probably should feel guilty for at time, and that's just a natural part of being alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking about empathy, I heard in the news yesterday on the radio that the Danish soccer men team, they just decided to lower their salaries to have the same salaries as the women's soccer team, mm-hmm. which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
In your industry, there's a huge difference between what men make and what women make.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point it's gonna get resolved? Are you actively doing something about it? Does it upset you?
I'm not personally, but I respect people who are talking about wage disparity, particularly with people who aren't actors, or particularly Hispanic women and and women of color, in terms of the wage disparity them and white men. But I think, of course, it's important. I hope it changes. It's hard to feel that sort of progressive momentum right now, in terms of what we're dealing with in America in politics, mm-hmm. And many places around the world, of course. But I'd like to think that community is forming and mobilizing, and that we'll get through this time, and we'll continue to progress in that way.
You think humans, generally speaking, we learn, because I think throughout history we seem to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. We think that we end up learning something.
I know, we're so weird. Yeah, you'd think we'd end up learning something, or, you know, when basically every climate scientist is being like, yeah, no, this is happening and it's really bad, and like maybe we can't even do anything. You think the leaders of America would do something about it, but, you know, we're not dealing with people who I think are thinking rashly and kindly and selflessly.
Which is a shame,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's a shame.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
we don't have more time.
Yeah.
But thank